normally say that an organization is as good as its head. There are careless statements which have been made in this country, and as you have correctly stated, even by the head of state, I'm not afraid to say that. He's somebody that I have some soft spot for, but there's some things that he has said which I look at and say this is really not correct. For example, saying shoot their legs should never come from him, because there are people who are overzealous supporters, who some of them can do things just because he has said. The president is like, his word is like law. In fact, it's law. So once you say shoot their legs, it sends a very wrong message. And that is absolutely wrong. And that then becomes the question that who is making pronouncements on behalf of the police? Who is setting the culture? Did we have a moment in this country where the police were at least giving us some hope that there's going to be some correction from a police force to a police service? We're not talking about the police transformation. There was some hope there. But now, let's call the police for what it is, and especially in terms of the leadership of the police and the ministry. And I've said, when I was starting, that Murkomen does not inspire any hope or confidence, even amongst police officers. That is guaranteed. He doesn't. Because what does he do? Do you know what Murkomen does? Apart from saying he's the Minister of Interior, I don't know what else he does. Now,
good question.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever invited him here to espouse what he thinks about in terms of police policies or security of persons and property in this country? I don't know. It's a failure of communication. He has some of the best communicators around him, but himself, zero. Now come to the IG, a man who I revere for his honesty. When you hear him making some statements, like for example, when there were abductions, he did say, and I chose to read in between the lines, this fellow said, this is not being done by the police. These abductions are not being done by the police. It is not in our rank and file to do this. And people said, oh, he's denying, etc. But later on we established that actually there's a parallel line that was abducting people that was not actually under his command. So he had no operation under abduction. But it was being done under the name of the police. Now, he sits at an interesting position. I know he's about to retire. And perhaps he's choosing his peace. But the reality is that the police now need to have somebody who inspires confidence and inspiration amongst them. Because there's something I call value imputation. Impute value in a thief and they will never steal. Okay? Instead of kuchapa-chapa, if you impute value in them, they will never do something wrong. But nobody is inspiring the police. These people are having a free range to do everything that they want. Because today, I think there's sometimes back where citizens were even arresting police along the streets. Yeah. And these policemen, they live with the people nowadays. They don't live in camps as Kitambo. And it is coming to a time that once it is established that, it is you who killed XYZ and you live amongst the people will come for you. They will come for you. We are just about to get there. And that's why I'm calling upon the police that, in the leadership of the police, we need to have people who are speaking sense to the police, who are inspiring and reminding them that we are a honorable career. We are a career that needs to protect the people and protect property. We must not misbehave to the extent that we lose hope. Otherwise, people will look at us as people who are having zero value, or people will look at us and they will run away instead of coming to us.
I tend to